Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Noah. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm kind of interested to see how this is all going to turn out, especially kind of seeing different directions that I can take my channel. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a low lactose gluten-free mac and cheese for the very first time. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing as a chef is I like to look at different recipes to make different things and see if I can figure out ways to modify them to make them a little bit more friendly for people with dietary restrictions. So without further ado, let's get started, and I hope that this turns out good. I mean, it's gonna be a new experience for me, so let's see if we can try to make something that resembles mac and cheese. All right, so we have a hungry pup. So if you hear some munching and crunching on the mic, I apologize. I mean, you know, what can you do? Pups gotta eat. Right, so that we could eat as well as this dog here. The first thing that I'm gonna be doing is cooking my pasta as I normally would. So of course that includes a splash of olive oil and some salt. I'm just using any regular gluten-free pasta. Of course, you guys can use whatever pasta you want to use. But yeah, I'm just using some like regular gluten-free pasta that I'm pretty sure I got it at Aldi's. Oh, and it's also not macaroni shaped, but you know what? It'll be all right. Okay, so I got my pasta in. I'm just gonna wait for this to cook. So from what I understand, the pasta is gonna cook some more in the oven. So I'm gonna be doing it al dente. Anyway, I'm gonna be boiling this for about 5 minutes and I'll be back with you guys then. All right guys, so now this is gonna be the interesting part. I'm gonna do my very best to make a super low lactose cheese sauce. So what I'm gonna be doing is instead of putting in all of that butter, I'm going to be adding in a 1/4 cup of canola oil or any other neutral tasting oil, as well as a 1/4 cup of olive oil. So 1/2 cup of that in total. Just gonna get that nice and hot. And then just so that you can have that buttery flavor, but still kind of keeping it that low lactose, I'm gonna be adding 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just gonna melt that in my oil. Of course, you can use margarine, or you don't have to put the butter at all, and you could just put a little bit more of the other oils. We're gonna start with basically making a very light roux. So for that, you're gonna need equal parts any kind of fat or oil as well as flour. So I've made a bunch of roux before using gluten-free flour, and it comes out awesome. So I think this is gonna come out all right. So yeah, in total I have 3/4 cup of my butter and oil. So I'm gonna be adding in 3/4 cup of my flour. And then we're just gonna mix that up until everything is combined. I mean, I kind of am tempted to do a dark roux and see what happens, but I'm not gonna do that. The other thing I'm going to mention is that it's probably better to use a whisk, but I don't have one. My whisk broke over the holidays and I keep forgetting to buy another one. So I'm using this spatula like I don't even know. Okay, so this is what our roux is currently looking like. So again, like I've made a bunch of roux before using the gluten-free flour, so you can definitely cook this until it's a dark brown roux, and you know, it's really awesome for Creole cooking. So I'm maybe gonna cook this for about a minute more before adding in my milks. So I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, so once we're happy with the color of our roux, we're gonna start adding in our milks to make that sauce. Okay, so I'm not super sure about this, and I hope it comes out okay, but let's see. I'm gonna be adding in a can of coconut milk, and that's going to hopefully supplement the need for 1/2 and 1/2. So we're just gonna mix that in again. If you have a whisk, use a whisk. You can see everything's starting to seize up, and if I had a whisk, I'd be able to really break those chunks apart a lot easier, but I can do it with the spatula. It's just a pain in the behind. It also probably isn't gonna give me the smoothest result, unfortunately, but you know what? This is what I get for not buying a whisk. Why did I do this? So once I added in my coconut oil, it kind of seized up a little bit, and that's because that flour absorbed that water. So to fix that, you're just gonna add more liquid. So I'm also gonna be adding in a cup of oat milk. I might add in some more later, but let's get this mixed up and see if I'm happy with the consistency. All right, guys, so quick disclaimer. So this is something that I should have done. It's a lot better to add the milk in slowly while you're mixing it. I just added it all in and everything got all clumpy and nasty. But anyway, you know, with that, you just kind of keep mixing it and it comes together. So once we have our consistency that we want, so it's a little bit thick, it's kind of like a pudding almost. So now we're just gonna add in our cheeses. I shredded a block of cheese, so I'm gonna measure that for you guys 1 cup at a time. So we're just going to mix this in as best we can, each cup at a time, until we are happy with the consistency as well as the level of cheesiness. So 1 cup at a time, I'm adding in my extra sharp cheddar cheese. So what I love about using cheddar cheese is that it is very low lactose. They even sell, like, on the label it says lactose-free cheddar cheese. But yeah, whatever you can find usually works out pretty well. And you can also put whatever kind of cheese you want. So I'm going to be doing a mix of the cheddar as well as some Parmesan, which are 2 really great low lactose cheeses. All right, guys, so this is what my cheese sauce is looking like. I added a lot of cheese because I got excited and it kept melting and I was like, oh my God, it's so great. So yeah, I'm gonna be posting the exact measurements in the description box. I think I put like 5 cups of cheddar cheese and like 3 cups of Parmesan, but I'll check my notes and put it in the description box. Anyway, at this point, you're just going to taste for your desired level of cheesiness. You can also add a little bit of salt and pepper if you want. I added a good amount of black pepper because I think mac and cheese with pepper is delicious. Again, it's up to you because you should make your cheese sauce however you want it. All right, so once we get our cheese sauce ready, okay, so I kind of messed up the pasta a little bit, but you know what? That's just part of the process. I mean, you know, I'm not perfect. Food isn't perfect. Well, I think it's perfect, but anyway, what is perfect though, or close to perfect, is the cheese sauce. Like, I am like beyond thrilled with how it came out. So like, just look at how creamy this is. Like, look at that. Ugh. I also think I made a little bit too much cheese sauce for the amount of pasta that I made, but that's totally fine because I am totally gonna use the leftovers to eat. I could dip chips in there. I can make nachos. You could put this on like chicken. You could pretty much anything you would put cheese on, you could use the cheese sauce for. Like, it's so good. So anyway, we're just going to put as much cheese sauce as we feel necessary to coat all of our pasta. So like, honestly, I think this is pretty good. Might add a little more for good luck. But yeah, it's totally up to you. Like, you can add as much or as little cheese sauce as you want. Okay, so I have my oven preheating at 400 degrees. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my my pasta and cheese sauce into an oiled 9x13 pan. So I'm just gonna pour this stuff in. I hope that this pan is big enough. It should be, or I shouldn't even say big enough. I should say that it's small enough that it's not gonna be like a super thin layer. But that actually might be okay because then we'll get more cheddar cheese. So once we get everything in, I'm just gonna use a spatula to get everything nice and even. So once we have our even layer, we're just gonna take our shredded cheese and just sprinkle this over. I think right now I have like about 1.5 cups, but you could definitely add as much or as little cheese on top as you want. I actually didn't buy enough cheese. I bought 2 blocks, but I probably should have bought 3 because I feel like I could add more cheese on here, but you know what? You know, maybe I'll add some Parmesan too. All right, now that I'm happy with everything, I'm just going to pop this in the oven at 400 degrees, and we want for this cheese to get nice and crusty on top. So I'm predicting that that'll take 20 minutes, but I will let you guys know. See you soon. All right, guys, this is it. So it's been in the oven for like 30 minutes, and I'm pretty happy with all the browning there. I'm not really sure how to get it crunchy. I'm not sure if it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, let's do the scoop test and see. Hopefully it's nice and ooey gooey. The cheese sauce held up nicely. Nice. But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I mean, now I gotta taste it and see what happens. Okay, so let's see how this tastes. I mean, it looks good and smells good. I mean, I hope it tastes good. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had mac and cheese in a while because I am lactose intolerant. It's one of those things that you can't really eat. But I think it tastes really good. The one thing, and this might just be me, I do wish it was a little crunchier. So like, I don't have any more cheese. So what I would do is I would make some Parmesan or cheddar crisps in the oven and then sprinkle it on top. I think that would just like take it to like the next level. So if you guys have extra cheese, I would definitely recommend doing that. I also would want to put a little bit more salt, but again, that's totally, you know, just me. But yeah, I think overall the experiment was a success. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna eat it. You know, I probably would have eaten it anyway, you know, because I'm hungry, but anyway. Okay guys, so this is the finished dish. I put it in this cute little glass cup that I have because I didn't want it to just all like go blah. But anyway, definitely think that this experiment was awesome. I did put a little bit of parsley on top because it did give me a little bit of that crunch I was looking for. And it is a very nice way to add some freshness to something that is already very decadent. But yeah, I really hope that you guys give this a try. I mean, I will say that I was a little bit nervous about using coconut oil, but I don't taste it at all. I think it added a perfect level of creaminess. But yeah, give it a try. I feel like this mac and cheese tastes as good as like any other mac and cheese that's out there. Or I should say as good as mac and cheese made with dairy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. All right, thanks guys, bye.